Offensive linemen rarely get the glory, but every once in a while, even the guys in the trenches get their name in lights. Offensive linemen like to eat, so it makes sense that their star turn brings a griddle to the gridiron.
Pancake block is such a great feeling because I think it's the only position in sports other than mixed martial arts to where you can, against his will, put another man on his back and there's nothing that he could do about it.
Moving a guy against his will, driving him, 5, 10 yards back and then finishing him on the ground on his back and hear the air come out of his lungs is probably the best thing you can get from being an offensive lineman.
When it comes to cooking up the perfect pancake, the devil is in the details.
You definitely give them a little extra shove on the ground or kind of just drag your body across them.
You got to crawl on them and then you got to stand up, let them know. Linemen don't have a lot of ways to get highlights.
While breakfast might be the most important meal of the day, for appetites like these, it's certainly not the only meal of the day.
Man, a normal day of eating for old linemen.
For breakfast, I'll have 5 eggs,
sausage, turkey bacon,
biscuits,
breakfast potatoes, 2 or 3 protein shakes.
then I'll have mandarin oranges. It used to be grapes a while ago, but they had mandarin oranges one day, and that's just been my go-to.
About 2 hours after that, 2 of the Uncrustable peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
Then for lunch,
Chicken or
steak,
green beans.
mashed potatoes.
They call us camels too because we're just pounding water.
Then after that, another protein shake.
The 2 Uncrustables and another protein shake.
So if I had chicken for lunch, I had steak for dinner.
Rice, extra chicken, extra steak.
Mashed potatoes, green beans.
Broccoli.
Then you start the day over.
I know a lot of guys, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock hits, they're having a whole nother dinner.
You get hungry and you see that DoorDash app. Oh, it's so good. So bad. So good. So bad.
Like lots of offensive linemen, Notre Dame offensive guard Rocco Spindler is a man of the land. He loves the outdoors. He can split wood, drive a tractor, and is perfectly comfortable in a duck blind or on a dock.
Hunting, fishing, being in the outdoors, anything that it is just to be, on a piece of land that's peaceful and that's me. That's Cold Stone me, that's it.
His family's property in Davidson, Michigan provides the perfect sanctuary to the demands of being a Division I football player.
It's just a good place to be. To get away from everybody and just being in the outdoors, get your hands dirty and not really have to think about, what's happening in the outside world.
Think about it. We're in a cabin, we're on 250 acres. There's just about everything that you want under the sun here. So if you can't have fun when you come here, then you're the problem.
The Clarkston community is, one of the most important things in my life. It's just a hometown, a lot of good people. We kind of just do our own thing, we beat to our own drum.
Football is in Rocco Spindler's blood. His father, Mark, was a former USA Today High School Player of the Year who played 9 seasons in the National Football League.
Football, 15 minutes. Is that flat or is that someone just getting someone?
My dad, best way to describe him, big guy, long hair, crazy you-know-what, and he's one of the best guys I've ever met and really helped me, become who I am as a person and, on the field as well.
Rocco's dad was a lineman. More specifically, a defensive tackle. And while defensive linemen may line up right on the other side of the ball, the two positions are a million miles apart.
Defensive line, let's make no mistake about it, it's a lot more fun than the offensive line. I don't care what they say. It's way more fun. You play with reckless abandon. It's almost an individualized deal where they have to play as a unit.
As it turns out, a father who played D-line in the NFL makes the perfect teacher for the trenches.
Having the perspective of how you have to beat the offensive lineman as a defensive player, you just kind of reverse that and interject that into him and say, look, these are the things that we're looking to do. We're looking to move you, get you off balance.
Defensive line might try to club you, if you get over your heels or, if your weight shifted, like you got to be able to, take your set, stay square, how to finish your guy and really, run after the ball is probably the biggest things that he taught me.
Like his father, Rocco Spindler had a decorated high school career, playing for legendary coach Kurt Richardson and winning a Division I Michigan State championship as a freshman while finishing runner-up as a sophomore.
Playing Pee Wee football, Clarkston Chiefs, and playing school ball at Clarkston Junior High in the middle school, and finally getting an opportunity, my freshman year from Kurt Richardson, my high school football coach. He, gave me an opportunity to start as a freshman. I started both ways. My entire career, I never missed a game, and it was one of my biggest achievements from football. And they gave me an opportunity that not a lot of schools or coaches thought when I was a kid, and I made the best of it, and worked out in the long run.
High school was where Rocco's football journey took off as he dominated on the field, was recruited as the #1 guard in the country, and discovered 3 C's that would shape him as a person: Clarkston, community, and Conies.
Good, how are you?
Good.
Oh my God.
Get a couple menus. Can I do 3 of the famous footlong conies, everything on it, curly fries, and breaded mushrooms? They used to own, it's called Old Village Cafe. So I used to come in there before school with my mom.
Here you go, Rocco, baby.
Thank you.
When it came time to make his college commitment, a life event had Rocco doing things out of order. Rocco's grandfather, George, was a huge Notre Dame fan who was battling with cancer.
It was 2019, he was, deep in his cancer treatments, and my dad actually called me, goes, hey, your grandfather's pretty sick, he's in the hospital, like, let's go take a trip out to Scranton, PA. So we went out there, and it was a full week visit before I went to training camp. And I can just see, progressively, he was getting a lot worse, and, my whole childhood, huge Notre Dame fan, and he wanted my father to go there, but ultimately chose somewhere else. I always told him, yeah, Grandpa, I'll go there. I'm the good little boy, I'll go do it. Now I'm going into my junior year of high school, and at this time I was getting recruited, as the top, offensive lineman in the country. I knew he probably wasn't going to be around, for me to, commit to the school that I wanted to go to, and at that time I really didn't know where I was going to go. But in the back of my mind, I was like, hey, he loves Notre Dame, maybe I should tell him. And my last day there, I hung out with him in the hospital all day. It was just me and him, and I said my goodbyes, and my dad left out of the room, and I kind of just whispered in his ear, and I was like, hey Grandpa, I'm gonna go to Notre Dame and play offensive line there. And he just looked at me, shook my hand, and said that's gonna be the best decision you ever made. And he said good luck to you, and that was the last time I ever talked to him.
George Spindler would pass away 5 days after Rocco whispered in his ear. Rocco would commit to Notre Dame 1 year later and never looked back. It makes sense that a selfless act would send Rocco to South Bend, because at Notre Dame, O-line is all about the guys standing next to you.
As an offensive lineman at Notre Dame, our phrase is together. That's, our biggest thing is, when we fist bump at the line of scrimmage to reset, do the next play, fist bump, get in your stance, kick the dude's butt.
O-line and D-line go at each other every single day, but they're not the same. If you're looking for a list of O-line pet peeves, you'll find the D-line all over it.
I hate them. I hate the D-line. I'm sure the feeling's mutual.
They're always gonna be talking. It's gonna be annoying. One dude makes a play, they're all gonna act like they made a play.
They talk a lot more than we do, but the thing that we have is we have 5, and we play for each other. They play more for themselves. So if we get into a scuffle, you'll see 5 offensive linemen, surrounding that one defensive tackle or that D end, and at that point they don't want any part of it.
If you made up a city name where great offensive linemen come from, it'd have to be Humble, Texas. Tune in to the next episode of O-Line presented by Duke Cannon, as University of Texas offensive tackle Kelvin Banks Jr. mixes barbecue with barbells.
That's a must. That is a must. Oh, yep, 3X. Cannon, baby, let's go.
Okay, so you got to make us a lineman. Yeah, we'll put a lineman up there. Just like that.
Sure.
That smells incredible.
They all smell good, but like different at the same time.
Oh, it smells good. All Cannon team.